This is Earl Gillespie taking you on a tour of baseball's main street, Bravesland, USA, where in 1955, legions of loyal fans again clicked the turnstiles for an amazing count of 2 million and more. Yes, this is Chapter 3 of the fabulous Miracle of Milwaukee, featuring the stars of the National League, the battling Braves, and you, the fans who have given new life and meaning to our national pastime. A game-ending double play put a definite close on the 1954 season, but already fans were looking forward to 55. Interest in the Braves held steady throughout the offseason. The Hot Stove League was in daily play. The endless months of fall and winter crawled reluctantly on. But finally, the days of impatient waiting were rewarded with exciting news. The Braves were back in Bradenton. The Manatee River Hotel, winter home of the Braves, glistens in welcome neath sunny skies. Like eager youngsters, the Braves launched their preseason training. The southern sun is warm and friendly, and nothing can match the wonderful feeling of being back in action again. Among the many visitors at camp is Milwaukee sports-minded brewery executive Norman R. Klug, getting a line on the team from catcher and Braves captain Del Crandall. Little leaguers are on hand, too, for special tips and dedication ceremonies. Lew Burdette is an apt teacher in the art of throwing fast curves. National League President Warren Giles on the left and Braves General Manager John Quinn are interested onlookers as the star of tomorrow bats the breeze and exchanges pitching secrets with genial Gene Conley. Watch it now, Gene. Here comes the dipsy-do. Wow, that one really stung. In fielding practice, Coach Johnny Cooney slashes a sizzler to Eddie Matthews, who picks it off with utmost ease. Our slow-motion camera points up the perfect timing of our double play combination. Logan to O'Connell to Adcock. This time the action is in reverse as O'Connell snags the grounder and flips to pivot man Johnny Logan. Nice play. While the Braves swing into the citrus circuit, let's go visiting. It's just a short hop to Waycross, Georgia. Here the raw rookies of today are molded into the stars of tomorrow. Which one of these youngsters will you be cheering in seasons to come? Here is the world's most unusual factory, a spacious, sprawling foundry for farmhands, where promising trainees are sifted and studied and selected. Can he hit, run, throw? These are the questions which Braves Farm Director John Mullen and assistant Hugh Wise pose as they ponder the panorama before them. In their mind's eye, they see another Bruton, a Conley, an Aaron, or a Buell, all graduates of what has been termed the best organized farm system in baseball. On Diamond 1, stress is centered on the science of slugging. Defensive maneuvers are rehearsed on Diamond 2, where pitchers practice the first base pickoff play. Recall how often you've seen Spahn do this in regular games. Even umpires are one-time students as they learn to call them out loud and clear. On diamond 3, one of the game's greatest, Travis Jackson, turns teacher as he instructs trainees in the fundamentals of the game-saving double play. Pitching machines keep firing away as Tyler's youngsters eagerly take their cuts in the batting range. Horatio at the bridge was a piker compared with this burly backstopper who's being tutored in the manly art of guarding home plate. They shall not pass. In the sliding pits, former Brave favorite Sibby Sisti beams with approval as future stars master the hook and the fadeaway slides. A maneuver long perfected through constant practice by speedy Billy Bruton in the soft sands of Bradenton. And which pays off in exciting action like this. And now, it's opening day, and the stampede for the stadium is on. By car, by train, and by busload, the fans come on and on. The traditional crowd has been long assured, and we're on the way to 2 million and more. This is living. This is baseball's main street. This is opening day. Rival managers Birdie Tebbetts of the Cincinnati Red Legs and our own Charlie Grimm exchange pre-game pleasantries. Opposing moundsmen Southpaw Warren Spahn and Jerry Staley eagerly await the start of the 1955 National League campaign. The capacity crowd stands at attention during a moment of silence in memory of Milwaukee's outstanding sportsman and civic leader, Frederick C. Miller. The national anthem is played and sung. Wisconsin's Governor Kohler, in the best of baseball tradition, throws out the first ball. Captain Del Crandall and the umpires go over the ground rules. And play ball. Staley on the mound for the Red Legs. Leadoff man Billy Bruton gets the season off to a roaring start with a ringing single to right. Staley fires, and Bobby Thomson belts it far and wide. It's a resounding double to center field that scores Bruton, and the fans are happy indeed. Leading 1-0, Spahn fires strike one at Jerry Staley. Spahn looks in. Catcher Crandall gives the southpaw the signal for the fastball. Our slow-motion camera provides a picture of pitching perfection as Spahn kicks his leg high in the sky and with a sweeping motion whips a pitch past Staley for called strike two. The look in. Crandall calls for Spahny's curveball. The slender southpaw responds with a sharp breaking strike three. Innings later, Spahn checks second base. Wheels and fires. Big Ted Klazowski connects as only Big Clue can. The circuit swat gives the Red Legs a 2-1 lead, and time is running out for the Braves as play moves into the bottom half of the 8th. Rookie Chuck Tanner comes up to pinch hit. Staley is still going strong. But Tanner electrifies the crowd with a booming homer that ties the score. In his first Major League appearance at the plate, Tanner comes through in the clutch, crashing a crucial blow that he, Staley, and the frenzied fans will never forget. Could anyone write a more perfect script for opening day? Still the 8th, and Bruton on base. Hammering Hank Aaron supplies the heroics with a double to right that sends Billy Bruton home with a winning run. It's time to hit the road, and genial Joe Taylor packs the trunks for the Eastern trip. Young Charlie Blasfield Jr. works with Taylor in getting set for the first invasion of the strong Eastern clubs. Paydays are important to ball players too, and Frank Leary, Braves treasurer, cheerfully signs the checks. In Philadelphia, Ray Crone talks pitching with newcomer Del Rice. The Braves displayed little brotherly love against the Phillies. First, it was Eddie Matthews finding the range with a long home run. Then Joe Adcock really tags one. A spectacular blast that soars way up into the upper stands, and the carnage is on. The clouding is contagious. Now it's Danny O'Connell's turn. Barrages like this enable the Braves to set a new team record for home runs. Defensively, too, the Braves look good. Billy Bruton takes Ennis' long fly ball in deep center field. And the Braves win 11-3. A jolly Charlie Grimm pals around with 9-year-old grandson Chucky Steinbeck before Sunday's game. And Billy Bruton teams up with his 3-year-old nephew Bunny Bruton. How the kids love baseball. Whoops, well, what do you know? The Phils and the league's winningest pitcher, Robin Roberts, takes his turn. But the story's the same. The Braves' big guns continue to boom as Johnny Logan starts things off with a ricochet off Rapid Robin. The Phillies ace flinger tries again, and this time Eddie Matthews blasts one far and wide over the right field wall. That gopher ball is really working overtime. The scene changes to the following night. Bruton starts things off with a stroll to first. Then Eddie Matthews, staging a miraculous comeback following his operation, slams out his 3rd home run of the series. Those get-well cards really worked. With Thompson on first, Big George Crow gives promise of things to come as he too belts out a towering blast. Meanwhile, Bob Buell is really blazing. Senor Roy Smalley goes down swinging. And another Philly takes the count. Bonnie Bob puts the win away, chalking up 12 strikeouts, a season's high for Braves hurlers. Back home, the radio audience listens with rapt attention as the Braves move to Brooklyn. Despite the Dodgers' runaway of the race, there were some bright moments in Ebbets Field. Bruton starts things with a single. Johnny Logan again comes through in the clutch with a hit that sends Bullet Bill around the bases. Brooklyn hurler Carl Spooner holds the mighty Matthews to a single. But the hit delivers Logan, and the deluge is on. Let's go get 'em, Braves. And get 'em we did as Joe Adcock in his favorite park wraps reliever Ed Roebuck for a mighty home run that ices the game. But there's even more to come. Del Crandall, who crashed out 3 bases-loaded homers during the season, joins in the merry march with a circuit swat, and the Braves are living it up. Final score, Braves 9, Dodgers 6. Exciting action marked the Braves and Bums battles. Pee Wee Reese flies deep to Bruton, who doubles Don Hoke off first. Bobby Buell stabs Hodges' hot liner and hangs on. How was that for action? Dangerous Duke Snider falls victim to one of Bob Buell's whip-like deliveries. But the Duke isn't always so easy to get along with. Watch this. As Besson hurls, Bruton lines to Snider, who makes an impossible diving catch. What a play. Presenting now a study in perpetual motion. Nitro Lew Burdette on the mound. He fusses, he fidgets. His design is to distract. Some say Lew does things with the ball, but this, of course, is pure fiction. Lew wouldn't dream of doing any doctoring. And this time for sure, I guess he didn't. There's that man again. Duke Snider slams one so high and hard, it bounces back into play. The Braves were not at all awed by Big Don Newcomb. First, Danny O'Connell roughs him up with a homer to left. Then Aaron bangs one off the left field wall that sends Matthews charging home ahead of the throw. They can't do this to me, says Don as he goes into the stretch. But Billy Bruton says, we sure can, as he bangs one in the left field stands, scoring Burdette ahead of him. Despite Newcomb's league-leading one-loss record, the Braves invariably fatten their averages against Big Nuke. This was just one of several occasions when Braves bats treated him to an early shower. Strangely enough, however, the big boy always managed to get off the hook, but it was fun while it lasted. Back home again, and preparations were being made for Milwaukee's biggest sports event. Under the watchful eye of concession manager Earl Gillespie, a plentiful supply of refreshments were iced up to cool off the legion of fans who are living for this game of games. Chief Usher Bill Bradley and his courteous red-coated crew go through a briefing on how to handle another capacity crowd with complete consideration. Get your official program and be on hand as baseball history is made in Milwaukee. And all Milwaukee was on hand. The stands were jam-packed with every available seat sold long ago and far away. American League All-Stars gather for a group shot. Two local boys make good, Wisconsin's own Billy Heft and Harvey Kuenn. The splendid Splinter is in person. What a thrill to see Teddy Williams at the stadium. Starting batteries for the junior leaguers, lefty Billy Pierce and popular Yogi Berra. And of course, the mighty Mickey Mantle, baseball's most dangerous switch hitter. And in this corner, the stars of the senior circuit, the National League All-Stars. Leading their teams in hitting at All-Star time were Milwaukee's own Hank Aaron and Detroit's young slugger Al Kaline, both destined to star in this classic. Braves fans had a right to be proud. In the All-Star game were Eddie Matthews, fiery Johnny Logan, who finally saw his dream come true, and Del Crandall, who was honored as the starting receiver for the Nationals. That perennial All-Star, Stan the Man. The honor of driving in the Nationals' first run falls to Johnny Logan as he sends Willie Mays home with a single to right. More Milwaukee heroics as Henry Aaron's timely hit drives home another run. And the score is tied as Ransom Jackson comes dashing home on Rosen's error at third. It's anyone's game, and the fans love it. It's extra innings now, and Gene Conley is on the mound for the Nationals. Al Kaline goes down swinging. Remembering the '54 All-Star game, Conley is really bearing down and strikes out Mickey Vernon. Gene is putting everything on every pitch. Al Rosen whiffs for 3 in a row. Fans go wild. Stan the Man decides to wind things up and does so with a game-winning wallop into the right field stands. A tremendous finish to a thrilling game that Braves fans will long remember. "15 years till the next Milwaukee All-Star game, but we'll be waiting for it and still recalling the 6-5 score of this classic. back to league play again, and fans continue to pack the park. Sentinel sports editor Lloyd Larson talks the race over with Gene Conley and Bobby Thomson. While Journal sports editor Russ Lynch chats with Del Rice and one of baseball's most valuable properties, Hank Aaron. Yours truly still has hopes of learning to pull the ball to right. Now the Giants are in town, and pitcher Jim Hearn is on the mound. Hearn's curve goes astray and strikes Adcock on the arm. X-rays subsequently show that the arm was fractured, and Jolting Joe was lost to the Braves for the season. A tough break in more ways than one. George Crowe proved an able replacement, however. And on many occasions, his booming bat came through with a crashing blow or clutch hit that meant victory for the Braves. Without Big George, Adcock's injury would have been a fatal jolt, but Crowe's fine play ensured a second-place finish. Even though the pennant race was virtually over, fans continued to storm the stadium, and seats on the hill were always sold out. It's Don Newcomb in town, and an old familiar story. Bobby Thomson blasts one over the Duke. The ball lands in Perini's Pines for a 405-foot blast that has Milwaukee fans yelling for more of the same. And the Braves oblige as Johnny Logan singles to right, sending Crandall around the third in a cloud of dust. Charlie Grimm tells him to head for home as the throw gets away from Don Hope. And it looks like a rhubarb is really in the making. Well, let's see how things turn out. The Dodgers and manager Wally Alston politely confer with the gentleman in blue, while Big Nuke snorts, and the Dodger bench loudly retorts. Adding insult to injury, veteran Andy Pafko sends Newcomb on his way with a booming homer. Handy Andy Pafko indeed, a mighty handy man to have around. Next day sees Johnny Logan relaxing in the clubhouse, reading the sports page. Del Crandall hopes the next season will tip the scales in favor of the Braves. And Ray Crone just rests. The stadium scoreboard is a colorful sight under the arcs. And with Crone pitching to Hodges, the scorekeeper becomes a busy man as Gallant Gill parks one high and far with the bases jammed. The Grand Slammer virtually wraps up the game, and the hustling Dodgers edge ever closer to another pennant. Quite a story behind this team, never once out of first place during the entire season. The scoreboard tells the story. Braves fans are famous for loyalty, however. Despite the doings of the Dodgers, fans arrive early to greet Ernie Johnson and clamor for his autograph, which he willingly gives. And Charlie Grimm is just as easygoing with a fountain pen as he is on the coaching lines. Youthful Chuck Tanner obliges fans who recall his opening day homer. And Hank Aaron makes a hit with his admirers just the way he does on the diamond. Suited up, the clamor for autographs continues for George Crowe and Ray Crone. Joe Taylor's son, Greg, receives hitting instruction from a Brave star who's really licensed to teach, while another aspiring youngster learns the art of throwing them from Andy Pafko. That's the way to wing 'em, Lud. Johnny Logan, master of the double play, gives the inside story on twin killings to his son, Bruce. Another dozen years, and look out, Johnny. In the cool comfort of the Braves teepee, Don Davidson and John Kiley play host to visiting newspapermen from Pittsburgh. Eager knot holders pour through the turnstiles as ticket director Bill Eberly looks on. The Pirates were pesky as usual, but this time George Crowe violates the law. Vernon, that is. And Johnny Logan scores from third in a big first inning for the Braves. Andy Papko obligingly fouls a fishnet souvenir to Blaine Walsh. Nice going, buddy boy. Braves 4, Pirates 0. Southpaw Chet Nichols hurling. Flashy Frank Thomas pounds one deep to Bruton, who runs the ball down. The Pirates have a rally in the making, and Ernie Johnson begins firing up in earnest. Here's where a good relief hurler can mean a lot to a ball club, and Ernie's one of the best. Now it's a 4-3 score. It's a long walk from the bullpen, and Ernie's figuring out the strategy he'll use. With danger threatening, Johnson comes in to get Thomas in a fly ball to left, and the rally is cut short. Hank Aaron doesn't like the closeness of the game. The count goes to 3-2. And hammering Hank slices the payoff pitch into the right field stands. Henry has power to all field. What a future this youngster has. No wonder Braves fans are willing to wait for a pennant they know will come their way. Final score 6-3 for us. Closing day, and the big question, would the Braves crack the 2 million mark? They did, and how? 2,005,836. Jolly Charlie calls for a bingo. Billy Bruton responds with a ringing triple to right. Look at him go. No need to slide, Billy. You're in there by a mile. That's the kind of speed that enabled Bruton to lead again in stolen bases. Nothing grim about Charlie. Big George Crowe comes through again with a bingo that wins an exciting game for Warren Spahn. The final score of the home season, and it's a happy one, a 2-1 win. As fans file out for the final time in 55, they recall with pleasure the stars they've seen and will see again in 56. The Phillies, Robin Roberts, winner of most games in the major leagues. The new home run king, the amazing Willie Mays of the Giants. Brooklyn's Duke Snider, hero of the World Series and the National League's RBI champion. The Chicago Cubs' Ernie Banks, who set a new home run record for shortstops. And Philadelphia's Richie Ashburn, batting king. Yes, the stars are in the National. As the 55 season ended, President Lou Perini made this public pledge to the fans. Our sincerest thanks to each and every one of you for your wholehearted support of the Braves during the 1955 season. We will continue to develop players in our farm system and will, whenever it is possible to do so, purchase players from other teams in our effort to provide you with top baseball entertainment. The personal interest you have taken in the organization is deeply appreciated.